Hey everyone, thought I would make a little video. It's been a little while. Things have been interesting on my end, but I wanted to talk a little bit about Man and His Symbols, this book by Carl Jung, who's a foundational psychoanalytic thinker, one of the founders of psychoanalysis. The book is about man and his symbols. It is about these underlying archetypes, these deep-seated psychological personas that continue to manifest or have manifested throughout human history and continue to manifest today. And the thing that I think is really interesting about that is I've felt, and I imagine most people have felt, that there are these sort of energy sources that we tap into. You know, whether it be masculinity or femininity or the hero or the trickster, the joker, whatever. There are these kind of, deep-seated personalities that express themselves through us, and it doesn't really feel like it is us exactly, or it does feel like it's us. It's just in a much deeper sense than in an egoic sense. It is more of a mythological, archetypal, historical sort of manifestation. And I wrote a couple articles on the anima and the animus. The anima is sort of the underlying feminine energy, and the animus is the underlying masculine energy, let's say. And I get a lot of kind of shit for this because even identifying masculinity and femininity today is kind of considered sexist in some way, which I don't particularly understand. I can understand the context, I just happen not to agree with it. It's not to say that women are inherently more feminine, men are inherently more masculine. Obviously, it's very fluid, but there's certainly these two underlying energy fields, that portray themselves as masculine and feminine, that have great historical importance and value. And I think it's really important to recognize these energies within ourselves if we are to fully embody them and express them and, live up to our potential. So I heard this story about this Canadian coal mining incident where a group of men got stuck about 2 miles underneath the ground. And you think typically in war movies you have the male hero who is going out and battling his enemies, and then the female hero as well, who is in the village or in the town tending to people, tending to people's wounds, caring for people, and usually there's a relationship between the two. And I think it's much deeper than male and female. It's more to do with these underlying archetypes. So in the coal mining incident, they were all men, but you had both the hero archetypes, both the masculine and the feminine, being played out. You had the men that were... Sorry about that, I just got a phone call while I was filming. But anyway, you saw both of these archetypes, these hero archetypes, played themselves out in this coal mining incident, where you had the men that were more vigorous and more, typically heroic and assertive, and then you had the other men who were embodying the opposite of that, who were caring for each other, telling each other it's going to be okay, tending to each other. So I thought that was really interesting. It's interesting that even though they were all men, you had these mythological narratives playing themselves out, which I think is really indicative of the fact that this is much deeper than male and female. It really is, these archetypes are something that speak to much deeper elements of who and what we are, and I don't really want to be confined or constrained or limited to the male and female dynamic. And these grand narratives are real, and Jung goes into them in depth, and I highly recommend the book. So, cheers.